It's time to start putting together that pull list for next week. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring in my top 10 most anticipated comics of the week, and this is for September 4th, 2019. That's right, fans, it's never too early to start getting your pull list together for next week, and hopefully my list makes you make decisions on what comic books to buy for that week. So enjoy the list, and at any time, fans, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any content from me. Alright, so before we actually get into the top 10, there's always that book that makes the hot seat, the book that I'm always on the fence about. And this week's hot seat book goes to The Fantastic Four, issue 14. Now, I just most recently started reading this book once again with issue 13, where we had the Thing do battle against the Hulk, and the Hulk was possessed by the Puppet Master. So this caught my interest once again, and I didn't like the opening issues. I felt like it took too long to tell its story, but with number 14, it seems like a good jumping on point. And this is the point of origin, okay? One of Reed Richards' biggest regrets leads to the voyage to the one place in the universe the Fantastic Four have never been. A bold new chapter into the heart and the start of the Marvel Universe, and it all begins here. Don't you dare miss this one. This one's 32 pages. This is $3.99. Who's reading the Fantastic Four out there? Let me know. Are you guys enjoying Dan Slott's run? Let me know in the comments below. So that's my hot seat book. Now let's crack this top 10. And my number 10 book this week goes to Spawn issue 300. Okay, now this is pretty cool. Spawn's reaching 300. You don't get to see this many independent books reach this milestone. Todd McFarlane, I started reading his stuff when he was in Marvel, obviously doing SpiderMan, where a lot of you have as well. Okay, I don't normally read the book, but I'm just getting it for that number purpose. But with the 300th issue, you can expect a ton of variant covers. You can expect artwork from Greg Capullo, J. Scott Camber, Jason Sean Alexander. There's a lot of people here involved with this issue 300. So if you're a fan of these artists, I definitely say pick this book up. This is one to consider. The price of this book, though, is $7.99. However, it is a 79-page comic book. All right, so let's move on to number 9. And number 9 goes to Web of Black Widow. This is issue 1. This is Black Widow year 1, okay? Now, when it comes to Black Widow, I'm always excited about picking up her books when they first come out because I'm hopeful that there always will be a good Black Widow story. However, they just fall apart for me. I find them very boring, but I always give it a shot. But this is why this one is a little bit lower on the list. One of Marvel Comics' longest-running female heroes finally gets her due. Natasha Romanoff is the deadliest spy of the Marvel Universe and the beating heart of the Avengers. But when the mysterious figure starts exploiting her past, the window may have to go back to black. Back to black! Yeah, right? It's like AC/DC. And off the grid. Who can she trust in this web of deceit? And more importantly, can her friends trust her? Don't miss the spy tale of the century. 32 pages, $3.99. So this book is not a $5 book, which is good for the new number 1. However, will it last? I don't know. We'll see. Alright, so coming in at number 8 this week, it goes to Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy issue 1. Again, a book that I'm kind of on the fence about also, because it's like, how good can Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy be good together, right? They have a relationship. They've been on and off again, right? And I don't know. But the cool thing this book does have is that it has a ton of variant covers. They look absolutely gorgeous. I'm definitely going to show them to you right here on this video to see if you do want a variant cover, you know, pick and choose, because it is $3.99, so you can buy a couple of them if you like, okay? Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are taking their show on the road in this new mini-series. So this is a mini. I guess I thought it was an ongoing. I'm wrong. They'll have to evade villains and heroes alike while they explore their relationship. Again, $3.99. If you're into Harley and Poison Ivy, this may be the book for you. Again, all these variant covers. Pick and choose which one you want. All right, so moving on to number 7 this week. Number 7 goes to The Champions. This is issue 9. This book is coming to an end, but it is a solid book. And the little title here is Who Has Betrayed the Champions and Who Can They Trust? Miles Morales returns, but will it be in time to save his friends? 32 pages, $3.99. So very much standard issue. So if you've been a fan of The Champions and you've been reading this book all this time, you're going to want to see this book conclude. So I'm going to read it. I love the run, and I love the previous run as well. This was number 7. Let's kick off number 6. And number 6 goes to House of X. This is issue 4. As this continues the story of this new reboot when it comes to the X-Men. The stories are very interesting. Again, when I do these anticipated comics, I'm always about an issue or two behind in reading it, but I've been enjoying the story, and I can't wait to the new books to come out to see what Hickman has done here for the Avengers and going for the future for this, for these characters. So, cool book, obviously. This is 40 pages, $4.99. You can expect every single one of these books to be that price. All right. So number 5, this one goes to Amazing Spider-Man Going Big, issue 1. Now this is a one-shot book, okay? This book is $4.99. It's 48 pages. Eric Larson returns to the book, and he revolutionized Spider-Man back in the 90s. So this story will supposedly remind you of why. Legends Jerry Conway and Mark Bagley also team up and do a story together in this book as well. So if you're a fan of 90s Spider-Man, when Todd McFarlane and Eric Larson wrote or drew that book, you're going to be a huge fan of this. So that's why I'm really anticipating this. It couldn't get any higher on my list because it's not an ongoing thing. It's just a one shot to celebrate Marvel's 80th year, 80 years. But it's cool to see these creators and artists back. Okay, so moving on to number 4. This is Absolute Carnage tie-in. This is Scream issue 2. Now, I felt like the first issue was really much a setup issue of things to come when it comes to Scream. Things were kind of convenient there, but I did like the book. And Patricia Robertson may know symbiotes, but nothing could have ever prepared her for their god Null. With Carnage building strength to call the symbiote god to Earth, Patricia must harness the power of the Scream symbiote. Can Scream withstand the draw of Null, or are they doomed to be another casualty? $3.99, guys, and 32 pages for this book. Again, a lot of it was set up. It'll be interesting to see what happens going forward with this series, and will Mania become the new Scream going forward as well? Will she take Patricia Robertson's place as Scream? All right, so moving on to number 3. And number 3 goes to Absolute Carnage, another tie-in. This is Symbiote Spider-Man issue 1. So we just got a conclusion of Symbiote Spider-Man with the whole Mysterio situation. And now we get an untold tale of the symbiotic host from yesteryear, okay? So this could be a quite interesting story. How it ties into everything, I'm not quite sure. But during its first visit to New York City, the alien symbiote that would come to be known as Venom bonded to a host that wasn't Spider-Man or Eddie Brock. Face front, true believers as a mysterious man meets his destiny at the hands of Carnage. 40 pages, guys, $4.99. So be prepared to pay that extra $1 for this book. All right, so coming in at number 2, this goes to Batman issue 78. So if you read issue 77 of the series, right, we all know at this point that Bane broke Alfred's back, okay? Whether this was a shock moment or to fake people out or to get people back in reading in Batman, whatever the case, I think it worked. It got people talking about it. I think it's going to get people reading the book, at least to see what happens in the next couple of issues. I'm excited for it. Now, again, in 78, will his death be retconned right from the start, whether it's a scarecrow tactic or a Clayface tactic or a life model decoy? It's still yet to be determined, but we'll see what happens. So I'm very curious to see what happens with Alfred's situation and what this story has in store for its readers. And what's the end game here for Tom King? What does he have to accomplish with the end of his Batman run? Because I feel like a lot of people have been disappointed overall with the run since the whole build up to the wedding, non-wedding situation. And is this kind of the same thing when it comes to Batman with the whole Alfred death? So we'll see what happens, but I'm anxiously anticipating it. So this was Batman 78. This fell number 2 on the list. What is number 1? Well, number 1 this week, it goes to none other than the Immortal Hulk. This is issue 23. Now, Immortal Hulk has been pretty much the series of the year for me, and I think a lot of other comic book readers out there. And supposedly this was ending at issue 25, but I think there were solicits for issue 26 and 27. So I'm not sure what's going on with the Immortal Hulk, but nevertheless, I hope it continues. It's a great story, and the war has come home, and the Shadow Base is in the battleground. The stage is set for the final confrontation between the new Abomination and the Immortal Hulk. Again, 32 pages, $3.99. So yes, there is a huge battle that's about to commence. Issue 22 set that whole thing up. I can't wait to see what happens. And then what happens with issue 24 and 25. Something crazy is about to happen where it looks like Immortal Hulk is going to be set in the future. I don't know. But this series has been awesome. It's been completely different. It's been horror. It's been horrific. And I love how kind of like Marvel does push the envelope with this book a little bit. It's not so, superhero type, goody two-shoes type of book. This is a little bit pushes that envelope. Almost makes it feel like it's an independent comic book. So, there you guys have it. There are my top 10 most anticipated comics of the week. Again, I hope this helps you make decision on what comic books to buy this week. And guys, again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that bell so you don't miss any content. And put in the comments below, guys, which comics you're anticipating for that week. So guys, until our next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, guys.